His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of Kenya. Welcome. Great to have you with us today. We've got a very distinguished career. Previously, more than a decade as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, working in a number of portfolios in the government cabinet, and over a decade as a Member of Parliament. Your Excellency, can I ask you to share with us why social participation to drive equity and sustainable development is a priority for Kenya, and tell us about the journey so far?
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government and people of Kenya, I want to affirm one basic fact that health, as we say in Kenya, is not a privilege for those who can afford. It is a right for every citizen. Rights, however, matter not when they are proclaimed on paper or in theory, but when they are realized in practice. This is why Kenya places people, communities, and their voices in the very heart of health governance. Distinguished delegates, social participation is the bridge that connects policy to people. It ensures that communities not only benefit from health services, but also help shape the decisions that govern them. It is in this spirit that Kenya strongly supports the World Health Assembly resolution on social participation and social connection in 2025, which we view as vital instruments of transformational governance and inclusive development. When communities participate in health decisions, three things happen. First, policy becomes responsive to real needs rather than remote directives. Second, accountability and transparency flourish as citizens can follow and track how resources are used. And three, health systems grow stronger and more resilient, trusted by the very people they serve, especially the most vulnerable. In Kenya, this is how we ensure that expectant mothers has access to essential antenatal care, that every child receives life-saving vaccines, and that families are supported in confronting the rising burden of non-communicable diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's commitment to social participation is firmly anchored in both law and policy. Our Constitution guarantees the right to the highest attainable standard of health on one hand, and the right of citizens to participate in governance. Both are constitutional imperatives. The Public Finance Management Act embeds citizen input in budget making, including in health, while in the Health Act outlines mechanisms for community engagement in service delivery. We are also aligning policy with action. We recently enacted 4 transformative laws to drive universal health coverage reforms. And why I say we had to change the whole architecture around law to be able to make health much more responsive. The old law had no place for people. The old law did not give voice to the vulnerable and to the people at the margins. And that is why we had to change the legal framework completely. Yet legislation alone is not sufficient. Participation must be practical and tangible. To this end, Kenya is pursuing 5 concrete strategies. First, we have empowered community health promoters with medicines, smartphones, and stipends. co-financed by both levels of government to ensure that last-mile delivery of essential services is done. We have 109,000 community health promoters around Kenya, and we facilitate them to visit every home. And this is to bring the insights and ideas of local communities into the health delivery equation. Number two, participatory budgeting has been strengthened at both levels of government, supported by digital platforms to help communities track health resources transparently. Thirdly, Kenya is reinforcing primary health care networks so that communities can actively shape planning, implementation, and oversight. Today, every facility, every hospital facility in Kenya participates directly using what we are calling financial inclusion fund to make sure that they can decide the resources that are being used in every health facility and on what areas. Number four, health literacy programs are being expanded to equip citizens with knowledge to make informed decisions and engage in meaningful governance. And finally, we are promoting multi-sectoral collaboration by linking health with education, agriculture, and social protection, thereby addressing the broader social determinants of health. Together, these strategies are strengthening trust, deepening accountability, and building a health system that truly serves ordinary people. Yet, despite this evident progress, challenges remain, chief among them sustainable funding or financing. The recent withdrawal of some external funds not only revealed diverse vulnerabilities, but also underscored a profound lesson. Ownership matters. When communities set priorities, monitor spending, and contribute through local mobilization and volunteerism, resilience is strengthened. I say this, that today we have enhanced local mobilization of resources for health. There was a time we depended on USAID and all the other good people. But today, our 300 billion shillings health budget is wholly 100% mobilized using domestic resources by Kenyans. It speaks to sustainability and predictability. Social participation is therefore not only a moral obligation, but also a financial strategy that reduces waste, increases efficiency, maximizes impact, and builds ownership. In Kenya, we are deliberately building a system that is less dependent on external aid and more firmly grounded in domestic solutions and community leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, as we look at 2025 World Summit on Social Development, Kenya affirms that health equity is inseparable from social justice and sustainable development. We call on this meeting to embed social participation indicators in global health frameworks and share knowledge and innovation